there. Welcome back to seventh episode of Post the Podcast. And today I'm with the other co-hosts, Daniel, Eric, and Nick.
Hello.
Hello.
Unfortunately, this time we're not gonna have a guest host.
Yeah, this was
Uh,
kind of rushed, so
it was really rushed.
we
Oh,
hope
we
you
say that,
enjoy,
Eric.
but
Expose ourselves.
I'm not necessarily
Stop
okay.
exposing
Stop
us.
Look,
exposing
we're all
Eric.
let's
Okay.
all admit that we're all tired,
So,
so we can do this. We can still do this.
all right. So the topic today is mostly based around school, like being able to do schoolwork, homework, just trying to get by in a decent grade, that is. Um, so I guess in terms of revision, what do you guys think? Like based on your past experience? Starting with Daniel.
Okay, sorry.
Revision. Yeah, I totally do that. It's not like I study. It's not like I study last minute before every test I've done. But I mean, I guess I would recommend if you have a test, I would say study a week before. Like
No, a week
just-
is too much.
nah,
Like
but
four.
it's like no, it's not like
No,
it's
if
not
you
like
study like
the
multiple
whole
days,
thing.
yeah, if
Yeah,
you study like
you
multiple
study
days
like
of the week,
one part per day. You know.
let's say you study like an hour per day, that'll help you remember it.
Yeah. Well, or at least like you cut the whole topic into different parts, and you just study like let's say like one part this and one part that.
Yeah, I agree
So
with
I think
Daniel.
1 week is a really good beforehand measure.
Agreed.
Just don't stay up till like 3 a.m. studying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric.
So generally when I study, especially for math, I like to use videos, because of the way I've been watching YouTube, it helps me actually concentrate because I'll actually concentrate on the video if it's a YouTube video. But I also like to use my notes. Like during class, I have really detailed notes, so I'll look through that while watching the video to see if my notes match up. And then yeah, that's basically how I study.
How about you, Nick?
Okay, yeah.
Well, since I uh what is it? Since I have like a lot of like academies and tutors, like mainly how I like do my like revision. I don't recommend it if you're like a parent and your child is doing it, but for like to an extent it does help me a lot. Like for math especially, like I would like have like a tutor come over, help me with like revision, help me with things I didn't understand in classrooms and things like that.
Yeah,
And
tutors
yeah,
good
that's
too.
yeah. Personally, I like tutors more than academies because like it's more personalized. They can like see what you're getting wrong at personally, and they don't just like kind of skip over. They can ask you questions, and
Yeah.
more. It feels more personal than academies where it's like kind of just like another classroom. And yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I
That
agree
that
with
could
that.
also be the fact that I don't like people in general.
Fair
Mm.
enough. Fair enough.
As in like I'm very introverted, but yeah.
Okay. So for me, so I basically, for physics, math, biology, and chem, I would like rewrite the entire notes into like a more like well organized, um, properly uh held notes. So that way, it's like whenever I recall, it'll be easier to go back to it and just try to memorize the things you learn on subjects. And so
Yeah.
another ways to do it is through flashcards. It's really good for when trying to remember basic facts, like which date happened with this event in history class, or for biology, you have to memorize a lot of terms, right? And so for biology, you can just like which is this system, and then definition. For chemistry, it's the same, and you can also do for math if you want to try to memorize equations because it's not your strongest suit. Um, and so the tips for using flashcards is to one, make your own. So it's like you can really like understand because you made it. And so the second thing is actually to use pictures and less words. So that way it's like a lot easier and you can have like a clear mind trying to remember all of those stuff. And
Also, be sure
so
to use the right translation when making flashcards for Spanish.
yeah.
Andy?
Oh,
Andy?
I
Uh,
sorry.
mm,
I thought
I got a 9 out of 10 for that one, Andy. I wasn't too
sorry.
pleased. Could have easily gotten
Uh,
a 10.
for Quizlet, I accidentally wrote the wrong translation for one word because yeah, I guess setting yourself time, a lot of time, and just being able to do it like quickly, but you have to read through it again. It will be able to call out the mistakes like I have. So the third tip is using mnemonic devices. So trying to have connections between the information, thus like making it easier to recall. And so the fourth one, the third one, no, fourth one, sorry, is like saying it out loud. So that way, not only you have to memorize it just by what you see, but by also based on what you hear. But for my case about rewriting notes, it's just based on what I wrote. So it's like just instinct.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then the fifth tip is to just change the order of your cards. So that way it's like unexpected because it will never be the exact order as you get in the tests. Just like spelling test, for example.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Um yeah, what do you guys think?
Um,
It's good.
you covered like pretty much
Everything.
like every
Yeah.
studying topic that I I personally have my method of studying. That's way too complicated for me. But yeah.
For me, it's just I go look up like cramp down like notes from like online, and it'll make me like I just read through it and then it's like okay, I understand it better now.
Yeah, I agree with him. And then if I don't understand it, I'll watch videos, and I'm gonna get a math tutor for math because I just don't like math and it's
That's
challenging.
hard.
Yeah, math's
Yeah.
hard. So, but yeah,
What about you, Nick?
tutors, notes, videos. I mean, it's all your own method. You could use flashcards. You can use any
think-
method you want.
I think when I'm like self-studying, it's mainly like online notes, like Z notes. What did I use last year? A lot of patterns.
Yeah, that's
Andy.
Andy.
Yeah? Yeah?
Okay. Andy's learning about stuff in the background by watching a video. He's
No.
studying right now.
He's studying. It's
Yes.
one of the recommended ways to study. Great
Yes,
example.
yes.
Great example, Andy.
Yeah. Good example, Andy. You know what? I want to give you a round of a hand. Actually, no, the clapping can't be heard, so never mind. But yeah, Nick. Yeah, you guys clap.
Yeah, clap.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just looking through the resources.
Oh yeah, it's okay.
Alright. I guess to the next subtopic. The problem that comes down to whether you want to do your homework or study comes down to your motivation.
Yeah.
And so I guess the simple way that among all the other descriptions to do it, to like find motivation
Mm-hmm.
was from a YouTube channel called Med School Insiders.
Okay.
So it's like this is their basic equation. So it's like motivation is the expectancy times the value divided by the impulsiveness times the wait, I wrote value, but something else. Hold on.
Look, I don't know what kind of math
Oh,
equation you're trying to
delay.
pull, but
Delay.
bro, I don't know what
Complicated.
math equation you're trying to pull, but
Okay, wait.
look, my motivation comes from like just if I enjoy the thing, I like it, you know.
Actually,
If
that
I like
was
the
gonna
subject,
be
I will study hard.
that's one of the like so it's like the expectancy is the like how much you're gonna be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like what you expect to do, and
Okay.
the value is how much you enjoy the work, or the reward you receive at the end. But then it's being like divided by the impulsiveness, which is referred to as the tendency to get distracted by other things.
Hey,
Times
ADHD Pog.
Is there 100% impulsiveness level or something? Like, is this a percentage? Is it a decimal? How do you,
Like
how do you
how
calculate
do
it?
you how do you
times
measure this? Yeah.
delay. Oh,
How do you measure
So,
it?
like, if someone was 100% impulsive and wasn't doing anything, would they have a 0 to 100? Because then that just
well,
equals 0.
That's fair.
it
He has a
was
point there.
like it's literally it's like more like it's a lot less of a math equation, but even if it is set as it is, but it's like supposed to be more of a like logical way of explaining it.
Okay.
So it's like
It
it's
does,
not
it
an
does make
actual
sense.
number. It's not an actual
It does
number.
make sense. I
Yeah.
agree.
I get it. I
And
get it.
so
Yeah.
the one of the things is in order to have like to decrease your impulsiveness is to actually set your goals low. So it's like, oh, I'm just gonna do this real quick, done. And what some of our teachers usually say is that it's also good to have consistency. So it's like it's better to have to like read a textbook 1 hour a day for a week instead of reading 6 hours in one day compared to the entire week.
Yeah.
Because there's also where like when you try to, it's like whenever you study, sometimes you like lose interest because of like how much burden it is. And so it's like after 1 or 2 hours, you would usually need a break, which is why our school has breaks in between 2 hours of class.
Yeah.
And so if that impulsiveness, with addition to the delay, you are more likely to procrastinate.
Yeah.
Which is why you need to have your expectancy with the ability to the incentives to actually do it needs to be greater than the impulsiveness and
I think
delay.
something that's also important is like keeping your goals in reach. So let's say you
Yeah.
aim to cure cancer. That's not a goal that can be reached very easily within, I mean, you need a group of people for that. But let's say your goal was just study for 15 minutes. That's a manageable goal. I think you can do
That's
that.
fine.
So keep a goal that you can actually think you can do, and don't overwork yourself, or else you're just going to end up doing just as badly as you would if you didn't do anything at all. I'm speaking from experience here. Possibly other people have other experience, but if I overwork myself, I'm not going to do well. Today was a good example. I studied too hard last night, and when I woke up, I could not remember a single equation.
But you finished the paper, so
I still finished the
guess
paper.
I
Yeah.
guess the results does prove.
But I mean, I would have finished it anyways. I would have just guessed it. At least I mean, I knew some stuff. At least I knew some stuff.
Yeah. Although it's like, okay, this is during the test. If you truly do not know what it is, you are more likely to get points for trying to work out, like just do random equations for math or like try to guess if it's like a multiple choice because you have a 25% chance in a 4 option multiple choice.
Yeah, if you're doing multiple choice. If you're doing like actual writing equations, you might be screwed. But you know,
Yeah.
You might be
Like,
screwed.
you might be
you just
screwed.
try like to be like even if you haven't studied, just being familiarized is quite important. So it's like you would just be able to learn from it.
One thing I do wish they would change is I don't like tests in the morning. I really don't.
I mean, it's not like it's not like their fault. It's just
I
the lesson
know, I
happened to
know.
be.
I just wish like we had a test schedule so we could take tests in the afternoon.
I mean, to be fair, technically it does exist. Like your final exam, there's like certain days.
Yeah,
That's true. But I mean, I'm just talking
But
about
then-
regular exams because I'm not a morning person. I do not remember a single thing in the morning. Directly after my math class, I remembered every single equation that I needed to remember, and then I realized that I
feel
was
like
done.
even though like high school is like this, I feel like it should start to adapt to the fact that like people are like can be like night person people or like morning people, like because like that influences your test grades of that term. So like, and then obviously like the teachers would say like it doesn't matter. This grade won't affect your overall grade for the term. Yeah, no, it does. It does.
Yeah, it does.
It so does. I don't know why teachers say it. It does affect your term grade, and it's annoying when
I
they
think
say
the
it
only
doesn't.
reason they do it in the time frame that they do it is because of the parents. Like they'll drop their kids off and then they'll go to work. If it
Yeah.
was example at 3 p.m., their parents might still be working, and who would get them
I
to
feel
school?
like that I understand. Like maybe primary school and like secondary school, but
Mhm.
like for senior, like like high school, I would say it would be more beneficial to adapt to like the college system. You
Yeah,
know, so
yeah. I mean, there's
slowly
things
have
called
more
night
control
school
over.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
It exists. We can do it. It's just they choose not to do it, which
Yeah.
is kind of questionable.
I mean, for our school,
Annoying.
it'd be kind of difficult though, because you'd have to feel bad for the security.
Yeah.
They'd have to add
What
more
would-
security
what would
guards.
You,
but-
what would you actually want to do night
The
school?
thing is,
I
security
would.
guards, the security guards in our school go who stay there 24/7. I sometimes leave school around like 8, 10 to 10 because of like volleyball training and volleyball games, and they're still there. They're still
Really?
working.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Really?
Are you sure it's 8 to 10, not like 5 to 6-ish?
No. When we go like to like
Oh
P-Tech or
yeah.
something,
Oh yeah. Okay.
when we
Okay.
come back to school, it's like
Tournaments.
10, 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes so long.
Yeah,
That's-
I definitely remember that.
Yeah, I feel bad for them. But I mean,
Yeah,
I guess that's what they're getting paid
Appreciate-
for.
Appreciate our workers in school. You know,
Yeah.
they're very underappreciated.
Yeah.
Don't be mean to your janitor or custodial worker or
Custodial worker.
yeah, custodial. It's
Just
more of
Yeah.
an
don't be mean
American
overall,
thing.
Just
but
don't
yeah.
be mean overall. You know.
Maybe
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good
Yeah.
life lesson. Don't be mean to people, or they'll be
Yeah.
mean to you.
Yeah, you just do to others what you want to do. What you want others to do.
Oh, yeah.
Greatly executed, Daniel.
That's
Yeah,
that's
greatly.
what's his name?
Very
Confucius.
Confucius.
Confucius, yeah, Confucius.
Okay. I guess another application that actually affects this is, you know how it's like you have to, it's like for this doesn't really affect everyone.
Mhm.
I guess it's based on their privileges. So it's like, you know how it's like when you're trying to go to college, sometimes it has to, nowadays it's based on like your way of studying, working, and then how you're treating your peers and your teachers.
Oh yeah,
so it's like
teacher's grade. It's pretty
the
important.
teachers is like they write what they think of you, like, well, not in like, okay, so it's like they try to write a letter to the college that you are applying to on what, like, based on their experience of how they dealt with you.
So a letter of recommendation.
Yeah.
Recommend, that was the word, yeah. And so yeah, it really does apply to what Daniel just said.
Yeah. I'd argue that like teacher's recommendation and what your counselor says of you is almost as important as your grades itself. Because let's say your counselor says some really bad things about you, that you're a horrible student and you treat everyone badly, you're probably not going to get into that college. Let's be honest. I mean, if you have really good grades, like if you have an exceptional grade, like a perfect score, they might, but that's most likely not going to happen. And
It's
you
not
gotta
the
treat
entire story.
yeah, it's not the entire story. You gotta try and be even, be nice. Maybe you're not the smartest, but if you're nice to your teachers and you're actually really good with the counselor, then maybe they'll give you a good letter of recommendation. You can get into the college you want and finally achieve your dreams. The lesson here is just being nice to people and working hard might get you what you want later on.
Might.
I mean, of course, there's still chances. Like
It's a higher chance.
yeah, you have a higher chance. Yeah, it also depends on
Mhm.
your background, of course. But yeah.
Yeah. I guess back to regular things about trying to revise or do homework. So it's like whenever you do your, like, trying to do your research paper, it's important to have like diagrams, charts, because it's like a lot easier because of how colorful and visually appeasing it is. Just like our geo class. It's just why it reminded me. And so other things is like using bullet points instead of like long sentences.
Mm-hmm.
will make it more likely for you to actually remember it because nobody really wants to memorize all details, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's the same with the
Yeah.
textbook. It's like very detailed and very descriptive, but not everyone would like to bother read through it.
Unless you're who memorized the whole textbook for econ last year.
Oh my god.
I'm not
Yeah.
even joking on that. It was a 600-page book, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it was
Surprising.
600 pages. I think it was like
Maybe
300
No, it was
Yeah.
more than that.
because it would have been heavy as heck.
I mean, she doesn't have much of a
Still pretty thick.
She doesn't like socialize that much, so like, I guess
No,
that's
no,
what she
June
does in her time.
socializes.
No, she
Yeah, but-
does.
Yeah, she
Very
does.
a lot.
She does, but I mean, during exam season, she does not. She's like a turtle.
No, she did that in her own free time.
Yeah, I know.
Which
Yeah.
is
I don't understand it personally.
yeah, I don't understand how she did that. Like
I
I
guess
could
it's
not
because-
memorize that whole book.
It's like I guess it's because like she really, really wants to like be guaranteed to be a very good school. I guess.
Yeah.
It also
Fair,
comes
but
down
I don't.
to the value.
I guess it's just how she studies.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
It all
Yeah.
comes back down to that.
I mean, everyone has their own studying method. Hers is pretty good. Just most people can't do it.
Like, have
Yeah.
you seen? Have you like? It's like she has like a note, she has like a notebook that everything is so colorful and highlighted.
Oh my god, her notes are so
Oh,
neat. Her notes are
so
so
good.
neat. Now we're gonna be talking about bullying. So after bullying, we're gonna have a bunch of interesting topics that may not be relating to this stuff, but you know, it'll be fun. So we're gonna
You
talk
might
about
get
bullying
cancelled.
first of all.
Oh no.
You know, we've pretty much done that to ourselves like 3 times in a row at this point. So you know, let's continue the trend. So the definition of bullying according to stopbullying.gov is unwanted aggressive behavior, observed or perceived power imbalance, repetition or a high likelihood of repetition of bullying behaviors. So at our school we don't really have many bullies. I would say we have 0 based on
You
our
have
grade.
0.
But
Like-
maybe in other grades there's some.
Yeah, in our year, I doubt there's anyone.
No. There's no really hierarchy in our year. It's like
No.
Yeah, there's
everyone.
none.
Although there are like cliques, I guess.
Quick clicks, yeah. There's a lot of clicks.
I mean there's
There's a
social
lot of
groups though.
cliques.
There's social groups.
Social groups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make us any different. I don't
No,
think.
no, nobody's really
Nah.
like more popular. Well, I mean, it's not really popularity.
Yeah, but it's like
It's just
no
like-
one's asserting their dominance over others.
Yeah, nobody's
No
doing that.
forcing
Yeah.
them.
But
Yeah.
maybe in our other years, and I know in other schools that there's bullying. So
Definitely.
first of all, we all know like the story about bullying. The person who's bullying you probably is getting bullied in a different way. So this could be caused from abuse at home or just abuse in general, which is an issue. So maybe if someone is bullying you, do take into account that they're probably going through something and maybe try and get them to talk to someone. If they make fun of you, then I know how much this sounds, you know, the whole snitches get stitches, but probably tell a teacher. I'd say tell a teacher.
It is more effective.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
if you feel like you're gonna get made fun of, it's better than getting beaten up.
Also, in other situations, like even if you are to tell the teachers and nothing works, just like how like many have experienced, with like they just didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's also effective to tell your parents, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
So, like, they may personally deal with
And
it.
if the school doesn't get involved, you actually can hold them accountable for this because it is their duty to keep you protected in a school environment. So, if not, you can actually contact officials to get involved with your school. But, I mean, that's an extreme. But let's say your school isn't getting involved, you could do that. But yes, you could talk to your friends, you could talk to your teachers, talk to people you feel comfortable with talking to about
Yeah.
the situation. And if they aren't helping, then maybe try and find someone who will help you. Let's say you're talking to your friends, but he's scared of the guy too, and he doesn't know what to do. So maybe you could talk to your parents. If you are the bully, I would
Stop.
say yes, stop. But if you maybe get therapy, I'd recommend it. I'd recommend
I
it.
think
'Cause-
that's like extreme cases.
yeah, but okay, no, it could be caused from abuse. Okay, if you're in abusive household, seriously, contact people.
Yeah.
Like, that's
There are people out there. If you have
It's
a
like-
laptop or if you're listening through your phone, you can probably call some like
Yeah.
hotline
or you could just go to a police
thing
station.
or police station. Yeah.
You could walk
I-
there.
I guess they can be
112,
counselors listen to you. I
Yeah,
guess
you can talk to school counselors, but I mean, there's an example
no,
that what
like
if you're
the police officers, because like in some cases they would actually be willing to talk if
Oh
they
yeah.
are actually prioritize
I mean,
safety.
they're trained how to talk to children. They're trained like how to be able to deal with situations.
Yeah,
So,
Mm.
well,
so it's like
some of
But
them are. Some of them are.
there
yeah,
were
so I was about to say
stories,
some of them are. I wouldn't say all of them are.
They should
like
be
there were
trained.
cases that police officers actually like try to connect with the community and
Mhm.
actually try to like show that they are one of them,
Yeah.
and it actually like turns out very well.
Yeah. So if you're a bully and you realize that you're bullying people because of something that's going on at home, maybe talk to a counselor, talk to a therapist. Don't talk to your parents if they're the one abusing you. Well, maybe you can reason with them and tell them that it's
You
hurting
can
you and
try.
it's hurting the people around you. But if that doesn't do anything, maybe talk to the police. I
Yeah.
know how bad it is getting your parents in trouble, but it might be for the better good in your case.
And
Definitely.
so, based on my years of experience throughout multiple schools and like based on seeing other data, so it's like, so there's this one time where it's like this guy, he was like, I guess he was like technically what you call like big mouth and everything,
Okay.
but then it's like because I had like previous encounters and understandings, um, there was just like one time, or actually a couple times, I gave him a cookie, and he didn't bother us again. I was just being nice to him.
I mean, there's the
Um,
whole steal your lunch money thing. So maybe he was just
yeah.
wanting food. But, maybe he was
No,
starving
I
and you were
mean,
helping him out.
no, it's like for this case, it wasn't really based on starving. It was just more of like a kindness thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that does remind me. In our school, we do have a National Kindness Day. This might be uploaded
yeah,
by then. So, if it is, Happy Kindness Day or whatever.
yeah,
And spread kindness somehow. Maybe give your bully a cookie.
yeah.
Give your
And
bully
so it's like another very interesting is um like you have to like sorry, it's just nervous.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So
Sorry,
when
I'm
you're
here.
being bullied, the
Mhm.
importance of being patient and just trying to like control yourself is one of the main key factors
Yeah.
that's actually important.
Yeah.
Because like for me, there was this one case where it's like it was very difficult to stand, but then it's like later on we actually became really really good friends. It was not because he's like aggressive. He's like one of. It was just because he acted differently, and it's just you were just new to it, right?
Mhm.
And it feels like bullying, but it's not.
Yeah.
And so, you know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like um, Elate just became one of the best friends of mine just by trying to understand each other. So I guess like some conflicts
Yeah.
can mostly be based of misunderstanding.
I
Yeah.
feel like
It's
there's a lot of stories out there that like friends become bullies, and
Oh.
like the bully and like the what is it? I think there's like a lot of cases where like the bully and like
Mhm.
the
Victim.
person victim, I guess. Is
Yeah,
it a
Yeah,
victim?
victim.
I
Yeah,
guess
I'd say
victim
victim.
is the
Appropriate,
more.
right?
Yeah,
Guess it's
victim's
not.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they are a
But
victim.
yeah, they are. But like the victim like becomes friends like later on.
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of that. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I've seen a lot of that around me, and like also like Andy, some of my other friends as well have a lot of that, and I find that really like interesting.
yeah.
I haven't
It's,
gone through that personally.
and so the other things that you would likely see is there will be actual what's it called? It's like very control people who are with bad intentions, right?
Mhm.
And so I guess the first thing is to actually resist, but try not to lose your mind and actually become the abuser.
Yeah.
It's like what tends to happen is that whenever you get bullied by someone who's actually have the characteristics to assert dominance with the intentions that they are doing it for their own pleasure,
Mhm.
they would want other than reaction, they would want their they just want to just be pleased of the things they can do.
Yeah.
And so just to resist and just not being able to, like, controlling yourself and just not being able to become the abuser is important. Otherwise, it will be an endless cycle, and then it will create massive damage
Yeah.
to one person or the other. Like, it can go on and it can get extreme. It's escalating real quick,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess can transition to school shootings, for example, or suicide, if that's the case, due to how extreme and how horrible one person experienced it.
So yeah, now that Andy's mentioned school shootings, so we are not here to advocate for school shootings in any way. We're just gonna spread awareness on the topic. Um, I think it's severely messed up. So there's
I mean, who wouldn't?
generally
Who
like
wouldn't?
two causes
who
for
would-
school shootings. It's generally either someone wants attention from school shootings or they are doing it because of aggression. So a lot of issues with school shootings is like Andy was talking about bullying. Maybe someone could get pushed too far to the point where they actually think about hurting other people or hurting themselves in a very negative way, and it might stir up actual news. So the issue with this stirring up news is there's people out there who will do anything for attention. We all know this. So if someone sees that a school shooting draws attention on the news for murdering 4 innocent kids, then maybe someone will repeat that in a different area. I have a source from Wikipedia. I don't know if it's exactly accurate, but it has, I'd say, about 600 places where there has been school shootings in the last how many years? 20 years.
Mm,
So that's quite a few.
that is a lot. That is
That's
a
a
lot
lot.
of school shootings.
And the
man.
average mean, which I calculated, is about three deaths for each of the school shootings.
Oh wow. More than I.
So if you do
thought.
3 times 600, which is
1,000.
1800 people have died in the past 20 years due to school shootings.
With the possibility range of doubling or tripling due based on how, like, on some cases they actually large number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a big issue that definitely needs to be talked about. And one thing I think definitely needs to be increased is, so there should be metal detectors, I think, at schools. Obviously.
No.
That should-
everyone's
Wow.
gonna be beeping with their phones.
Yes,
their
but
laptops.
Yeah.
what else? Okay, you just separate an airplane, an
I feel
airport.
like- Okay,
No, I
maybe
feel like
that's to an
it's-
That's
Yeah.
like
If it's okay, no, if there is
Too
okay,
little.
let's say
Too
a
of an
school shooting
extreme.
happened at your school. I'd say that needs to happen. I'd say that needs to happen ASAP. If there's a school shooting that happened at your school, I mean, you can get down to the source, which is actually guns.
Mm,
They shouldn't be in the hands of children.
I really suggest
America
they,
be like, hey guys, I can own a gun before I can drink.
Yeah,
That's
let's not get too
just,
political on this issue, but
Right,
I'm
yeah.
not for guns being able to be held by minors, nor am I for guns being able to be held by unexperienced people. What
Or
I mean
people
by
who-
that is,
yeah.
let's say someone who's trigger happy, or just someone who wants to start testing their guns on random objects or random animals. Hunting,
Without-
sure, I'm fine with hunting, but if you're just going out there with a pistol and shooting squirrels, I'm not fine with that.
That's
Yeah.
oddly specific.
Okay, yeah, so guns, I feel like, are something that need to be, like Australia did, where they banned most guns unless you're actually able to get your license, and it's very hard to get a license because you have to be pretty experienced and they have to do multiple testing. I think that should be something that should be implemented in a lot of schools. The issue with, let's say, for example, the US is there's an amendment that allows people to have guns for free rights, and that amendment will not be changed anytime soon. I can guarantee that.
Well, it's not overall a bad thing. It's just the problem is the system of how they get it,
Yes.
like how easy it is,
Yeah.
and how young they can get.
Oh yeah.
Right.
A 15-year-old
And
should not
so-
be able to hold a gun and take a gun with him to school.
Yeah. This also applies to many like adults who are experiencing like grief to a point where they wouldn't care about anything.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's like
Mhm.
there should be some like there should be extensive regulations based on like the mentality of a person.
Yeah, they should do a background check on the person beforehand. Like if
Yeah.
they have if they've been released out of prison recently or released out of prison multiple times, I do not believe they should be able to be given a firearm. Personally, I'm not meaning to offend anyone. I'm just saying personally, I don't want criminals being able to hold guns and hurt people.
Yeah.
I think everyone agrees with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Guns are a serious topic, and I don't know too much about guns because I haven't lived in the U.S. for a long time. None of us really have lived in the U.S. that long. Well, I guess I've lived the
I
longest.
never even been to
Yeah.
the US.
See, there you go.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah. So if you're actually to the point where you feel like it's okay to hurt people, you need to see some therapy. Like you need to see
You
therapy
really
immediately.
need to like be able to like try to get a hold of yourself
Yeah.
and get help because
Talk about your issues. Talk about them.
it's
Don't keep them inside.
it's really important because the thing is like in case like there's like for example just a regular argument but between people you actually cared or I guess in the case of the person's mentality used to care, it can go very wrong.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So it's important to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That
To avoid causing any damage, you should definitely go to therapy, like we discussed. But okay, you know, just continue on without me before so I can start thinking about what I'm talking about. I need to start thinking about what I was talking about.
okay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna talk about like, is it like since we're talking about like people just like bring guns and school shootings and stuff.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder like what actually goes through in your mind,
Mhm.
Because I've interest in watching crime documentaries. I think that kind of is very similar like thought process. Like what they're thinking about that caused
Yeah.
them for this.
Yeah. I do agree. I think the mindset behind someone who kills is quite fascinating. Like it's not a great thing to do, but
Like,
Understanding is key.
yeah. Oh, I know what I
it's
was
like,
going to talk about now.
oh
Do you want me to go back
Okay.
to that? Okay, so
yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
so I think one thing that needs to be discussed, so especially amongst men, is being able to spread your feelings. Like children, especially boys, I would say as percentage are taught to hide their feelings. That like crying should not be seen. You should not cry in front of someone else or show emotions in front of someone else, which might be one of the issues that's causing this because without being able to show your emotions, you're going to keep it withheld and then eventually it's going to build up and you're going to feel a need to express it in a negative way.
Yeah.
So I think being able
Although,
to, yeah.
although to be fair, it's like you know how like we know how children is. It's like they would like act spoiled. It's like if they don't get what they want, they cry, right? I guess that's like the driving force of it. But the importance is teaching the kid like what's it like it's important like um when it is to express your feelings is right if it's like right or not. Oh no, I didn't deliver this well,
I
did
mean,
I?
but sometimes when you're like in the moment, like let's say you're really depressed, even though it's a bad time, you still got to express your emotions, I'd say.
Yeah, so it is important to express your emotions as I have experienced many times before. um Crying or hugging others is very effective, mostly in my case.
Mhm.
It's very effective. um yeah, especially dealing with trauma and such.
Mhm.
It's really good at like the basic level.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
if you cannot find someone to hug, you can always get a therapy dog. This will be discussed in a different episode, but I think animals are a key to a positive mentality.
it is. Yeah.
That's my opinion. Anyways, going back into what Daniel was talking about, into the psychology of a school shooter. So,
I mean, I mean, I don't think we'd be able to talk about much we don't think we'd be able to talk much about it anyways, because we don't know.
Well, I'm going based on source.
Mhm.
So, School
Okay.
Shooters, What's Their Path to Violence is written by NPR.org. So, basically, it's talking about how it's really hard to empathize with someone who shoots people. Like, the crime is obviously something that should not happen. So let's first say, for example, from the site, someone went out of their way to kill and target children who look like our children, teachers who look like our teachers, and did it for no reason to hurt them. Says a doctor, and it's very personal. So they do this. It's like talking to school shooters and being able to share a lot of what they think about is like the key to stopping them. Apparently. Okay,
not
that's
too
literally
sure.
it. Okay. Never mind. Wait, on. It goes further. Here we go. Okay. Most shooters in this case have led difficult lives, which is not surprising considering, I mean, most
A lot of
people that do
actors.
bad stuff have difficult lives and don't know how to express a lot of issues. So some of them haven't been diagnosed with mental issues, but some of them have. Again, this links back to guns. If people have mental issues, maybe they shouldn't be able to be distributed a gun. They do have equal rights, but I think if it reaches a certain point, like they can't control themselves at one point, then I don't think it's safe.
Which is very beyond difficult to predict.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to get the beforehand symptoms
Mhm.
and try to check on the person whether he's fine or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mental health problems are a risk factor based on the site because they decrease one's ability to cope with other stresses. So I think this is definitely something we can all relate to. When you're feeling depressed, it's going to be hard to focus on anything else and cope with a lot of your issues that you're having. Let's say you're really depressed and you fail a test. That's just going to be like devastating.
It's devastating.
Especially if you fail your mock exam.
Or especially if it's important, like
Yes,
actually.
if it's very important. So, I mean, that can be taken to an extreme level. Let's say you're really depressed and a loved one dies. You might be inconsolable and you might be ultimately just
You
done.
just feel helpless, useless, and just
Yeah.
there's nothing to do.
But that's why I think talking to someone, getting the mental health that you need is very important. Talking to therapists. A lot of people don't like therapists. They use the word shrinks because they think it's about analyzing the brain, but really therapists going to therapy is a perfectly normal thing that you shouldn't be ashamed of.
Yeah. Unless you like have friends who truly you trust, that actually helps you.
Yeah. If you have someone, I mean, it's obviously a cheaper option. Being able to talk to the people around you.
Cheaper option.
I mean, I don't have much money, so I just pet my dogs.
Yeah, Rick. Come on. Yeah. So it is important to, I guess, try to rely
Mhm.
on the people you care.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't even be family. It's like, I guess in times
It
it's
can be
difficult,
literally anyone.
but sometimes telling the truth to the ones who like actually raised you, who actually cares about you,
Yeah.
is very key.
Yeah.
Especially when dealing with trauma and such.
Okay, I think we've gone down a really depressing path. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick this up a little. It is random topic
Random topic
time.
time.
The site is requiring caption. Oh god, I have to click on the boats. Okay. I'm gonna tell a fun fact about Guinness beer. So you all know the Guinness World Records, of course, but it originally actually started from the beer company. So Guinness beer wanted to prove a way to end disputes between Britain and Ireland. So they decided to compile a boat.
A boat. Compile a boat. Yes.
They decided to compile a book. Oh, where's my math? Oh, my math's gone. Oh, there it is. Okay, and they spent over 1,215 hours working on this book to compile facts and information that people could check on. And nowadays, so it sold 50,000 copies originally, which is a pretty big deal. and on that year it sold 70,000 copies to the US, and by 1966 the book had sold over 1.5 million copies. And nowadays everyone knows it as Guinness World Records. I do not know many people who do not know what Guinness World Records is, but I never knew that it originated from a beer company. Did you guys?
I knew
Nope.
that Guinness was a beer. I didn't know it was the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I didn't know that they
Mm.
branched from
Oh
the same
yeah.
thing.
You
Yeah.
did- yeah. That's pretty surprising.
Yeah, so that's my random topic for the episode. I've been missing out on the random topic
It's been
times,
a
and I
while
feel like
since
it's
random topic.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys made fun of it the first couple times. You know, that really impacted me negatively. I had to give my dog extra pats.
Okay.
Okay, well, back on the point. What do we want to talk about now?
This is just a random thought. It's like just recently, I was just watching YouTube clips.
Mhm.
There was this. I forgot the show now, but there was this scene where this guy was like really like he's like a Chad cheese guy. He likes his cheeses. He knows his cheeses.
Okay.
And then he said this random word, which I forgot now.
Okay.
But then that random word. Wait, Wallace?
Wallace and
It's like-
Grommet?
Yeah. It's like he said this one random word, but apparently that random word in real life is actually a company name of a cheese who's about to go bankrupt. But then because of the popularity of Wallace, the cheese company got saved.
Wow.
I mean, it's Wallace and
Just one
Grommet.
word.
I
Yeah.
love Wallace and Grommet.
It's like not even connected. Like it's just a random word, not even like cheese company based off. It's very surprising.
I mean, tons of people watch Wallace and Gromit, so you know, I'm
Yeah.
not too surprised. I loved Wallace and Gromit growing up. I don't know
Like
if you guys
Chad
watched it.
cheese guy, a cheese enthusiast, actually saves a cheese company in real life.
Did you guys watch Wallace and Gromit growing up?
Nope.
No.
I've seen a couple.
I think that's an American thing. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
That
There.
is not an
I've never-
American
I've
thing. That is a
never heard of
UK
it.
thing. It's a
I've
UK
never heard
thing.
of
It's
it.
more of a UK, yeah.
Yeah, Wallace and Gromit's a UK thing.
Didn't watch it.
You know what? Let's end this on a higher note. Let's talk about types of cartoons we grew up with as a kid. I think it's an interesting topic. This links kind of to
Oh.
schools because it's like, I mean, this is what we grew up on, so you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo.
I've
Huh?
not gonna lie, I've never watched it.
You've never watched
I've-
Scooby Doo?
wow.
I've
never
watched
bothered watching it.
couple episodes. It wasn't my like
Okay,
go-to show,
most-
but it was
At
definitely
most,
like,
I've
a show
watched
I
like one or two, and at least I've seen like a movie, but I've never seriously
I'm with
watched it.
Nick in this case.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seriously watched
I
it
am
as a
on the
kid,
opposite
so-
side. I love Scooby Doo with like all my
I mean,
life.
Scooby Doo is really fun. Like whenever I watch the episodes, it's pretty fun. Yeah.
I just watched. I'm addicted to the show. Like I still watch it sometimes. So that just shows how much I loved it.
Mm.
Obviously, you guys haven't watched Wallace and Gromit.
No idea what that is.
Yeah, never
Oh
heard of it.
man, I mean, it's just a classic. Wallace
Yeah,
and
it
Gromit.
is. Do you guys know Shaun the Sheep?
I've
Wait.
watched
Wait,
some-
Shaun the
I've
Sheep,
seen-
hold
I've
up.
seen
Shaun the
I've seen
Sheep.
parts of it. Yeah.
I might know Shaun the Sheep.
It just like I just leave the TV on and it just
Yeah.
plays.
I'm
and
like,
okay,
I'm
let's
like
just watch it.
thinking of like.
Oh,
a
Shaun the
similar-
Sheep.
I'm thinking of a similar cartoon style,
It is
but
similar
then
to
more of,
Wallace
like
and Gromit.
younger kid. It's like it's called Timmy the Sheep.
Timmy the
Timmy.
Sheep. What?
It's Timmy.
I know Shaun the Sheep. You know, there's this. I don't know if it was like a movie, but I was always scared of this.
Yeah.
It was like there's this one scene I remember specifically with
Mhm.
like Shaun the Sheep and like the dog and like the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what his name was, but like basically it was like a horror scene. Like I got so scared because there was like lightning and it was dark and it was
Oh.
scary and it just okay. I was like 7 or 6 back then, and that traumatized me. Okay.
Wait, do you know what traumatized me as a kid? Coraline. What the hell was that movie?
Oh, Coraline.
That was one of the
Coraline's
scariest
so good
movies.
though.
It's okay. No, I was
It's
so
so
scared.
good.
I think I'm still scared of that to this day because I haven't
I don't
watched
think
it since
I think
then.
I've ever watched Coraline.
You don't know what
I-
Coraline
It's
is?
freaky.
You know
Yeah,
Button
no.
Eyes?
It is freaky.
Huh? Do I know what?
You know what? You know the Button Eyes?
Nope,
Nope.
I don't.
Nope.
Also,
my
Andy, I want to
God,
point out
Coraline.
that Timmy the Sheep is from Shaun the Sheep.
Wow,
Nice.
and his mind is blown.
I was like, wow, it looks so. I think they're connected in a way.
Yeah,
Oh,
to me the sheep is one of the characters in Shaun the Sheep.
Oh,
Mine.
anyway.
His mind is now blown. Like how many years later?
Okay, so the other things what I like to watch as a cartoon is, well, one is Barney Dinosaur, other one Bob the Builder, but the
Oh,
one
I
that's
know.
very dear to my heart is Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
And
What?
Star Wars Clone Wars isn't bad. I love Pingu. Pingu
Oh,
was great.
Pingu.
Oh,
Pingu.
Pingu!
Pingu.
Pingu blog!
I
Pingu.
only know it because of new.
Okay, do you know, Daniel, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you, what shows did you grow up on? Because so far you haven't been
Yeah.
able to, like, listen.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob? Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Phineas
yeah.
and Ferb.
Phineas
Yeah,
Ferb, that's a classic.
That's also the same for me, yeah.
I think I remember like when I was very, very young, I used to watch Tom and Jerry.
Oh,
Tom and Jerry is good.
Another
I also watched
classic.
Pink Panther.
Pink Panther's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
good.
I watched, but I think like after like I was like 7, I started watching reality TV shows like
Oh.
Mr. Bean
Mm.
or something,
Mr. Bean's
Yeah.
good.
or like iCarly or something.
I never watched iCarly, but, you know.
I don't remember much of it. I didn't know the title.
I remember all these, like, Ant Farm and Nickelodeon shows. I never got to watch them.
Yeah, I just left like Nickelodeon on for like
Yeah.
the whole day and just watched it.
I didn't have Nickelodeon in my house.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's so sad.
I mean,
Okay, guys,
in
I
the
had
Philippines,
Halo.
A
I
lot
had
of
Halo.
TV shows have
Why are you
Nickelodeon.
playing Halo at like 7?
Because it's available?
Oh my goodness, when I was young, it's like Halo was popular.
Oh
and
my.
I like
Halo is
I like
still
sitting-
popular, okay?
I mean, it still is, but back then it was like, oof, it was super big.
You know, it's like the first
I
of its
remember
kind.
just enjoying watching someone play. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Ah,
Halo
Yeah.
Reach is the best Halo game. Actually, I don't know if you guys. I should be talking about this with you guys because you guys don't play the Halos. But Halo Reach, if there's any Halo fans out there, Halo Reach is the best. Argue with me if you dare.
I've only played Halo Reach in like you know those like gaming cafes
Yeah.
with friends. And we've only played those like 1v1. That's only Halo. Reach.
Oh.
But I can't play crap, so I have no opinion on the game.
I'm just talking about the campaign, but also multiplayer is fantastic in Halo Reach. But yeah, the campaign. I'm just gonna say Halo Reach best Halo. Feel free to argue with me in the comments if anyone disagrees.
you can't out comment a dude who enjoys things growing up with it.
Yeah, it's kind of
Really?
hard. It's. Anyways, okay, so now that we've talked about what video games did you guys grow up with as a kid? I'm sure you guys played some games as a kid.
Wait, we haven't heard from Nick yet.
Okay. Nick, what shows did you watch as a kid?
Teletubbies.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry, I'm out. Yeah,
I know,
sorry.
we're out.
Yeah, we
I was
shouldn't have
a
asked Nick.
Teletubbies kid.
We shouldn't have
Watch
watched.
nice,
We
like,
shouldn't have
eh,
asked Nick. We shouldn't have asked Nick.
No, it's so I don't know how you watch it. It's so creepy.
Okay, how did kids find that entertaining?
Alright,
It's like a
Like,
horror
Like, just
movie.
judge based on what it looks like. How
It's
dare-
creepy. It's like.
And then there was
oh.
like this Korean show. Back then. There was actually two. 번개man, which is like
Bongeman. Oh,
Thunderman.
Thunderman.
Yeah. And
I like that. Yeah.
this is like back then it was like hype, but like
It was really, yeah. I still remember.
방구쟁이 뿡뿡이.
Anguijing.
Do you know it, Andy?
Yes, those two Korean shows are also my time.
So basically it's about this like tangerine looking humanoid
Character.
creature.
What the heck? Is it like annoying orange?
No.
It's
I'll
so
see if
hard
I
to
can find a
explain.
picture.
Okay.
But like, if you were like young, it's very enjoyable because the characters like not only teach, but they really like just do fun things.
You know, I'm gonna say something slightly controversial. Children's shows nowadays suck.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I have
Like,
not seen any children.
They okay. You know, I'm just gonna send you a picture of the Scooby Doo reboot and Ben 10. Oh, you know what? Ben 10 reboot. I'm sending you Ben 10. Reboot.
Oh, Ben
was-
10
Ben 10
got
was
so
Ben
scuffed.
10.
It's so scuffed these days.
I have not seen. Oh, yeah, okay,
The last
no.
good Ben 10 was Ben 10's Ultimate.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you like, I just remember going
Wait.
home and turning on TV watching Ben 10.
Just
and then
just
it's
look at
still-
this ugly face. Just look at this ugly face. Seriously, What did they do to my man?
Oh my god! It looks like Dreams animation. It was so bad.
Okay, no, it goes from this. It goes. Oh, what the hell is that? Okay, it goes from that to Ben 10.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember the episode. He turned into Echo, and he split into like 10. He split into like 4 to do his things. I
Can you
remember.
do? Yeah.
Oh, there's this one scene I remember. It was like it was against Vilgax, and Vilgax became like really big, and then my favorite was when he became like ultimate way big. No, that was always cool. I found that really
I mean, it kind of looks like Ultraman.
yeah.
Ben
Kind
10
of.
was sick.
The Ben 10 was
Yeah.
like, I completely forgot the show.
I'm so
Another one of
sad.
the shows
Did you
that,
guys
like,
ever watch Wildcrats?
Wild Kratts.
Oh, I watched like one episode,
Wildcrats.
I think.
I love Wildcrats. Andy, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Wildcrats. Oh my god.
yeah.
Did you never watch Wildcrats?
Oh, by the way, I sent a picture of like the children's
Yeah,
show.
I see it. That's why I said, what the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah. It's looking and then
Is it a pig?
Yeah. I don't know what it was.
No.
I'll be
I
honest.
mean, we just accept. I just accepted it.
You know,
'cause
I don't feel bad
one
for
of the
Korean
lessons
kids nowadays.
Like, just don't join.
Nowadays, I think it's better than that. They have Pororo. Pororo isn't bad.
Oh, I grew up on Pororo. It was
Yeah,
good.
like,
Pororo's
both.
yeah,
There was
it's good.
both.
It's
Yeah.
like it reminds me of like Bob the Builder in a way, in the cartoon style.
Oh yeah,
does.
Bob the Builder as well. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Bob the Builder is not
Yeah.
bad.
Solid one. Solid one.
Yeah.
There's like so many others that I really enjoy. You just don't mention, but
We should all of us watch.
Oh,
Cartoon
Dora
Network.
the Explorer.
Yeah.
I guess
They-
there's that too.
Yeah, I think all of us can just relate to Cartoon Network.
Did you guys ever used to play those games on like it'd be like
of
on
course.
like the Wildcat games or like the Cartoon Network games where it's
I
based
used
on
to
the
play
TV
the
show?
Really, for me.
Dora game when I was younger.
See, those
Dora
games
and Diego.
those games were amazing. Those games were
Yeah.
amazing.
They're on like what is it?
Riv?
There's this Naver Junior. You
Naver
guys probably
Junior.
don't know it,
No.
but it's like a gaming kind of thing for like really young kids.
Did you guys ever play
Maybe
Pop
Andy
Tropica?
knows it. What?
Pop
Not
Tropica.
really.
No.
Pop Tropica.
Pop Tropica. Pop
Pop
Tropica.
Tropica!
Pop Tropica.
Pop Tropica! Yo, hold up. Hold
Wait,
up, Pop
wait.
Tropica.
I don't know what this.
Wait, do you
I'm
guys
not-
want to do a
I'm
Pop
not
Tropica
familiar
gameplay?
with it. I'm not familiar with it.
Pop Tropica was the
Pop
best.
Tropica so
Pop
bomb.
Tropica.
It's so good. Can you still play this?
Yes, you can. You can. I played it. Pop Tropica is amazing. It's different though, Nick. It's not as good as it used to be. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh no.
I know, but Pop
No.
Tropica
Pop Tropica.
is so good.
Pop Tropica was lit.
Okay.
Send the. I just don't.
Okay, I'll send you a picture of like Pop Tropica. Okay, it's just a rant. That's Pop
Pop
Tropica.
Tropica. Pop Tropica was one of my favorite.
Same.
I've never seen.
Yeah.
I've never-
Yeah, some people haven't seen it. I don't. It's so good though. It is so good.
I've
I remember
never
playing
heard
this
of
in
it.
the classroom. It was so good.
Classroom.
Yeah, in
Oh,
like
Eric-
first grade,
Eric
they'd
was
let
a
you.
great-
No,
Eric
they
was a great student
in
on
our
the
school
side.
they'd let us play Pop Tropica in first
Oh.
grade. They'd let us play
Okay.
Pop Tropica.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever playing it.
Ah.
I know, just studying.
Okay. Well.
No,
Okay.
I don't. I
I
don't
know,
remember
just
anything. I
studying.
don't. I don't remember anything before it. Well, anything before then is so hazy.
So since we're talking about reboots, I am sick of Disney. They have to reboot every single show. What? The Lion King? Why did they do that? Like why?
Like
Why
the
did they
live
do that?
actions?
Yeah, the live actions.
Yeah.
Why do they keep doing this?
So it's like
I think
among the
it's
live
just like
action-
I
cash
find
grab.
it quite fun.
Oh, the
see how they
Aladdin
do
one
it.
was pretty
Not bad.
interesting.
I hate it.
That one's pretty cool.
You can't beat the original though. You can't beat the original.
Yeah, you can't, but it's just a very fine addition.
You know, I'm gonna bring up a
Fine
garbage
addition.
dumpster fire, and if you guys say it was good, I am going to be so mad. Mulan.
I've never
I've
watched.
never
it.
watched it.
Nope.
I've never
Nah,
watched Mulan.
Mulan is the new.
Even on a like perspective of like just doing. I'm enthusiastic about like weapons and cool. But
Wait,
like
wasn't there a big
even
controversy with
Oh, yeah.
Mulan?
It was filmed near a concentration camp.
oh, it
That's
was like it was
interesting.
pretty. It looks cool, I know, but then it's like,
Yeah,
really?
it's not okay. They had to get rid of the dragon. They had to get rid of
They
the
had to
dragon.
that's the worst part.
Yeah, that
I
is the
agree
worst
with
part. Eddie Murphy played that part so well. I loved the dragon, and they got rid of
Dragon
him.
was the best.
He was the comedy relief. That was what made. Yeah, I don't want to rant.
Yeah.
We've
I mean,
gone.
it's sad. It's sad that some changes weren't as
Mm.
good.
Okay, you know, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this review to you guys. I'm gonna read this. 2020 was a year full of difficult moments. None of these painful moments, however, were as agonizing as the 90
Agonizing.
minutes that one has to endure to get a roll of credits of the sad reboot of what otherwise would have been remembered as a Disney all-time favorite. For the uninitiated, spoilers ahead. Uninspiring character development. One of the things that I like best watching Disney's 1980, you know, just you get the point. It's a huge thing.
Yeah.
But one of the most disappointing things who's giving this 5 stars? Who? Hey, what is wrong with you? What is wrong? No. Okay, here we go. There we go. Yeah. Anyways, very bad. Very, very bad. Well, Discord sponsorship. Okay, let's get all our sponsorships out now. YouTube sponsor us. Discord sponsor us. Streamlabs OBS sponsor us.
We are sponsored by the like
Yep.
button. Please hit it and
Pop
subscribe
Tropica?
button, please-
Pop
please
Tropica,
follow.
hit us up. Pop Tropica, hit us up.
Pop Tropica, hit us up.
Ben 10 too, you know. As you know, I don't.
No,
Cartoon
I don't want to
Network,
be sponsored by.
Nickelodeon,
I don't want to be
anyone?
sponsored by Ben 10 anymore. Maybe like the old Ben 10, but not
Yeah,
new
old
Ben
Ben
10.
10. Okay, I still remember like some of the its transformation. And so
Yeah.
what you changed it, but I still remember the names. So.
Do you guys remember like looking at like Barbie movies, and then when someone would look at you, you look away because it's embarrassing? Do you guys ever do that?
I've never watched the
Well,
movie.
because of my sister, I watched all of it.
Well,
Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember what I was gonna talk about now. Okay, wait. I know it's not like it's not. I know it's not like a long time ago, but it's not like childhood times. But like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
oh, wait, the anime or the movie?
The anime.
Okay, yeah, anime is good.
Anime.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
not. It's not. An anime, it's like a mix between
It's
cartoon.
cartoon.
Okay, cartoon
okay.
anime. Yeah, okay.
Dave Filoni, who also worked on the Airbender, that's why in the Clone Wars it's like heavy Easter eggs of it.
Hmm.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, Beauty and the
Yeah.
Beast was a trash remake too.
Okay, live
Maybe
adaptations
it's
tend to
like,
go badly. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, because you can't do like the special effects and things
Yeah,
like
you
that,
can't.
which is like
very
I don't think they need
crucial.
live action remakes. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they need
especially
them.
of like or like it's not for cartoons, but like anime. Like when they do live action. Remakes,
Oh
like,
my
I
god.
want
Oh
that.
my god. Death
please
Note. Death Note. Death Note.
I've never. There's a reason why I don't want. I didn't want to watch. it.
So there's one good version of Death Note that was made, but then the Netflix version was horrible.
I do not want to know.
Do not watch it. Anyways, I think this is a good time to edit off. We've ranted about school shootings and now we've gone into anime. As one does. As one does.
Yep.
Anyways,
as well as indeed.
thank you. We hope you enjoyed. As usual, Discord sponsor us, and thank you.
For the phone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.